I'm Sarah.
Standing here in the empty house where I grew up, the silence is deafening. 2 months ago, at my younger sister Lily's wedding, I did something that changed the course of my family's history forever. The room was filled with 200 stunned guests, and I held the microphone, my voice steady as I exposed the dark secrets that had been hidden beneath the surface. Let me take you back a few months. I'd been suffering from a herniated disc in my lower back for years, the pain a constant companion. Finally, I got the long-awaited surgery date. I called my parents with the news, my hands shaking with hope. My mom, always preoccupied with Lily's affairs, barely paid attention. Lily was an aspiring actress in her late 20s, with a string of failed auditions and a penchant for living beyond her means. Her finest, Ethan, was from a wealthy family, and they were planning an opulent wedding. I'd always been the responsible one in the family. While Lily was chasing her dreams with little regard for money, I worked long hours as a software engineer, saving every penny. At 28, I bought my own condo, a small but cozy place that represented years of hard work and sacrifice. But my parents never seemed to appreciate my efforts. They always thought Lily needed more support, showering her with gifts and attention. As the surgery approached, I arranged everything myself. I hired a home, care aide, and stocked up on groceries. Meanwhile, my parents called several times, asking me to contribute to Lily's wedding fund. I refused, explaining that I was about to have major surgery. Their response was cold and dismissive, and I knew I couldn't count on them. On the day of the surgery, after 9 hours under the knife, I woke up to 73 missed calls and a voicemail from my dad. His voice was nonchalant as he told me they'd sold my condo to pay for Lily's wedding. They'd forged my signature on the documents while I was unconscious. I was devastated. $425,000 gone in an instant. I immediately called my dad, confronting him about what they'd done. He tried to justify their actions, saying it was for the family and that I'd make the money back. But I knew what he'd done was a crime. When I mentioned the legal consequences, he got defensive and the call ended with him threatening me. My mom called shortly after, berating me for upsetting my dad. She accused me of being selfish and not being happy for Lily. Asked her if she knew who owned the house they were living in. Little did they know, 5 years ago, when they were on the verge of losing their home to foreclosure, I'd secretly bought their debt and the house through an LLC. I'd done it out of love, even though they'd never shown me the same in return. I then reached out to the only person in my family I trusted, Aunt Helen. She was my mom's older sister, a wise and kind-hearted woman. I told her what had happened and asked for her help. She agreed to keep an envelope safe for me and bring it to the wedding if needed. A few days after the surgery, my lawyer, Mr. Thompson, came to see me. He confirmed that the condo sale was fraudulent, but reversing it would be difficult. However, he also reminded me that I still owned my parents' house, and their lease was due to expire a week after the wedding. I decided then and there to serve them with an eviction notice. 1 week before the wedding, Lily called me, her voice full of venom. She accused me of trying to ruin her big day. I realized she'd been the one to suggest my parents sell my condo. When I confronted her, she tried to deny it, but I could tell she was lying. The next day, she posted a sob story on Instagram, painting me as the villain who was jealous of her happiness. My relatives started bombarding me with angry calls, but I didn't respond. I just saved all the evidence. 2 days before the wedding, there was a rehearsal dinner. I was still in a lot of pain, but I knew I needed to be there. As I entered the room, the atmosphere grew tense. My dad made a speech about family sacrifice, and then he asked me to say a few words. I slowly made my way to the front of the room, holding my cane. Standing in front of 200 guests, I began to speak. I told them about the 9-hour spinal surgery, how my parents sold my condo while I was unconscious, and about the forged signature. Then, I revealed that I owned their house, and their lease was about to end. The room erupted in chaos. My dad tried to deny it, but Mr. Thompson stepped forward to confirm everything. Ethan, Lily's fiancé, was shocked to learn that the money for the wedding was stolen. He confronted Lily, and she had no excuse. Their relationship quickly fell apart. After the wedding, the fallout was swift. Ethan's family demanded the money back, and Lily was left with nothing. My dad was put on administrative leave at work due to the fraud, and my mom lost her social circle. 30 days after the wedding, my dad called, asking for more time to find a new place to live. I refused, telling him they'd had 4 years of living in a house I'd paid for. He threatened to disown me, but I was done being the doormat. Now, as I stand in this empty house, I feel a sense of sadness. I didn't want things to end this way. All I ever wanted was to be loved and valued by my family. But sometimes, setting boundaries is the only way to save yourself. I've learned that family doesn't always mean unconditional acceptance, and it's okay to walk away when the love is one-sided. I rented out the house, and the income goes to a charity that helps women who've faced financial abuse in their families. It's a small way for me to turn this pain into something good. I've bought a new place, smaller than the condo, but it's mine, and I earned it with my own hard work. I still have the cane in my closet, a reminder of how far I've come and the strength I've found within myself.